That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 113 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and murderous. And before we get into our longer stories for you today, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed. And David, I have a story right here that I know will tickle your fancy, as Missouri man lists frozen discounted Taco Bell tacos for sale at only $200.
Yum. Are they like the Big Mac where they stay good for about 70 years?
They're crudely wrapped in cellophane and they're frozen solid. So here's the reason why.
Sounds good.
Apparently news broke back in July. I did not know about this. This is actually really devastating. But news broke back in July that Taco Bell is eliminating all of its potato options outright.
Yeah. And I also saw they're getting rid of the goddamn Baja Blast. So give me one fucking reason I would ever go to Taco Bell again.
So it says, among the casualties of the bloodbath are the grilled steak soft tacos, loaded grillers, that's cheesy potato and beefy nacho, the 7-layer burrito, the quesarito, the beefy Fritos burrito, the spicy tostada, triple layer nachos, the spicy potato soft taco, cheesy fiesta potatoes, nacho supreme, chips and dip, and the mini skillet bowls.
So I saw, or I didn't see, I heard. This is funny you actually bring this up because I heard this from another podcast that that Taco Bell is discontinuing their pizza, their taco pizza, or the fuck
That's
they call that.
exactly. I was about to tell you that they're also getting rid of the Mexican pizza, which is probably like the one staple that they've always had. It's like really cheap and it's just a tostada with like beans, cheese.
Did you see the reason behind why they're getting rid of it?
No.
You know, I don't have the stat sheet right now, but it was some ungodly amount of waste came strictly from like the container of the Mexican pizza.
Wait. I'm hoping you don't mean human waste. Do you
No,
mean
like
there's too much plastic involved?
Yeah.
Oh, that's upsetting.
So might be a weird edit. We had a quick pause for technical difficulties, but what I was saying about the Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, it was it generated 7 million pounds of cardboard a year.
Does that include the cardboard they make the Mexican pizza out of?
No, it doesn't even include that because that's going through your body.
That's not wasteful. You absorb most of that cardboard.
Exactly. So that doesn't count. But yeah, 7 million pounds of cardboard for their fucking Mexican pizza.
Just Mexican pizza.
Just Mexican pizza.
But it's funny because the burritos or the tacos on sale are potato soft tacos, and they are listed on the Facebook Marketplace for only $200.
Okay.
And the person has marked them as mint condition.
Okay.
And from drive-through to freezer, and then it says, it seems like you posted this. It says
I probably did.
He also wrote,
I black out from the night terrors I get, and I go and I do things. So I'm awake, but I'm not conscious.
It says, "These babies are rare." The ad reads, "Never been eaten."
Are you sure about that?
I feel like that's something in like the vein that you would definitely say. But the guy said he's already sold 2 of them.
Oh no.
But like, what do you like? How hard is it to do like a tortilla with potatoes in it? Like, I know it's not the same because Taco Bell, you know, they got their secret mystery meat or mystery potatoes or secret herbs and spices they got on that shit. But
who knows?
Dude, he sold these for $70 a piece. These fucking tacos. Are we in the wrong business?
Yeah. I mean, we're not making
podcasts.
any money off of this. So, I mean,
We're not.
we sell one at face value, and that's still more profitable.
If you guys are able to send us a loaded potato taco and we could sell it for money, you'll keep this podcast going.
So, okay, I guess my question is, so are these items already gone? Because why would people be buying them at $75 if they weren't already gone. If they could have just gone and wrapped them themselves,
No, you're right. I mean, I
isn't
haven't been to
adding
Taco
up.
Bell in a while, so I just don't know if they're gone or not.
I want to see these transactions. I want to see the receipts. I want to see if this guy's really just taking us for, a long toe on his big old joke.
Yeah, I speaking of jokes, somebody tweeted, breaking, Taco Bell has removed their entire menu and replaced it with kicking you in the dick and putting a DUI checkpoint in the drive-thru lane.
Oh, I had a buddy get a DUI in the Taco Bell drive-thru.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was a
that's where
roommate.
you go. That's where you go if you're a cop, right? That's where everybody goes when it's like 1 a.m.
Small
and you're
town,
just like,
yeah.
Oh my God! Like literally, I think that was the only thing open. Like even the McDonald's closed before the Taco Bell. That's how you know that Taco Bell is the spot for drunk food.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So you guys load up if you can still even on your potato options and your Mexican pizzas.
Load up
That's
on
so
them
sad.
potato loaded burritos.
That doesn't make sense though. Why they're getting rid of the Baja Blast unless they're gonna bring in like a Baja Blaster and it's more blast like.
It must be a Mountain Dew licensing thing. Maybe they only signed the rights for so long.
Oh, good point.
But I will say, due to unfortunate events, I did eat at a KFC somewhat recently.
Is that what that show? Is that what that book, A Series of Unfortunate Events? Is that? Is this where you
just
go from
leads-
Taco Bell to KFC to A&W to the toilet?
The last chapter, all these unfortunate events. I don't even know what the book's about. I'm assuming unfortunate events, but it leads all the way up until the last chapter, which sums it all up that all of these bad things led to me having lunch at KFC.
I like KFC. Katie had lunch at KFC. Oh, she's gonna be mad. I said that.
Oh, but where I was going with that is that, so I don't know. They must be owned by the same people because I've seen multiple KFC Taco Bell combined restaurants where you can get your burrito with your fried chicken, and so they must have the same kind of deal with the big dew, the big mountain of dew. I want to see that mountain. And KFC has their own special edition Mountain Dew that they only sell at KFC. And it's like a honey peach Mountain Dew.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
I gotta say, pretty fucking good.
Really? Well,
Like-
Mountain Dew doesn't release bad flavors. But remember when they went through that instance where they're like, "Here's a black Mountain Dew," or like purple, dark purple, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
Wasn't that a Halloween one, like the blackout?
It could have been. I think they were just trying to be like, which one wins, and then they just wanted to buy like all of them. They had like a white one and like a purple one, and
They
like
put needles in it to make it spooky.
I also have you beat because in Katie's hometown they have an AM/PM Del Taco combo.
Everything you really didn't want.
Honestly, I think combo restaurants are like the most American thing ever. But my favorite has to probably be like the Pizza Hut Taco Bell combo.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
that tiny mini pizza. Like,
Yeah. Why
that
is that
thing's
a
so
thing?
good. So as he guzzles down another beer. It's only a matter of time before Taco Bell is in your mouth and then out your asshole in literally 3 seconds.
It's so hard. The temptation with Taco Bell is so hard
It's good.
It tastes great. What it does do is not great, but there's two of them so close to my job, my work.
There's two.
There's two.
It's sad that you know that there's two.
Well, I mean, for God's sake, it's not hard because one's next to the Harbor Freight Tools, Freight
We have
Harbor,
a
Harbor
Freight.
Is it
We have a
Harbor Freight or
Freight.
Freight Harbor?
No, it's Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
I bought a shitty trash picker upper from there. Doesn't work very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
I
no,
use my
I mean,
hands.
that place is great if you need a tool for one job, which is, sometimes that happens. Maybe just like, I just need a sander that will only last for an hour. And there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
$5. Fuck it. I need a screwdriver to screw this one size screw in, and it'll snap after you get the job done. But you know what? You paid 16 cents for it.
I'm like, Harbor Freight, I need a screwdriver that will completely strip this screw. They're like, we got you covered, David.
They got a drill that has a car engine in it.
Do you want pieces of metal shaving flying all around your mouth and eyes? We got you covered.
Oh boy.
shit.
All right.
Can my next news story is literally, it doesn't have like anything written. It just says Kansas teen taken into custody after covering himself in ranch dressing and crashing car.
Ranch dressing.
Yeah.
You know you've had too much ranch dressing when you can't even say the fucking word.
Ranch dressing.
I just imagine you haven't seen sun in years, just pale white under the table. Ranch dressing.
Mama, ranch dressing. Carl, go back in your room.
Oh boy, so that got completely derailed. You want to read that one again?
Yeah, sorry. Kansas teen taken into custody after covering himself in ranch dressing and crashing car. So,
well, hold on. Is this like that story about the dentist that got arrested for when he was on a hoverboard? Is the ranch dressing even relevant to the story?
Yeah, apparently the 17-year-old boy was taken into custody early Saturday morning following an incident at Petro Deli, which is in Topeka, Kansas, and it happened at 3:30 a.m. When they found the teen naked and under the influence. He covered himself in ranch dressing and damaged property inside the deli. After that, the teen ran outside the deli, jumped into a running vehicle, and crashed it into a pillar. So,
it's a robbery, and
it wasn't a robbery. He just broke shit. Unless you count the ranch dressing he stole.
I mean, wear it out. Is it stealing?
You're right. Like, if I run into your Doritos, crunch them all up, cover myself in thick honey, and then roll myself to get a nice panko breadcrumb, and then run out of the store, did I steal those chips?
I don't know. Did you?
I brought the honey, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Good. You should be this kid's lawyer.
I should be everybody's lawyer.
Now, Judge, the thing we're not talking about enough is the ranch dressing.
I tried to be a lawyer once. Ever told you that story?
Did you?
Yeah.
I like how you said I tried to be a lawyer once. I'm picturing you like in a suit looking in the mirror being like, objection. And be like, no, that's not going to work.
No, you got to pass a lot of tests to be a lawyer.
I would be the Better Call Saul lawyer where I'm just like, what, did you swallow a Lego anytime soon? Nah, I could help you if that happened.
Yeah, no, I offered to represent a friend in court after he stole a mannequin dog from Old Navy. And he proceeded to take this Old Navy mannequin dog to a college basketball game where someone in the audience saw the dog and said, "Hey, I work there. I remember that kid stealing that. I've been looking for him," and called the cops. And so
what a fucking narc.
He got in trouble for that one.
Who does that?
I'll tell you who
has that much loyalty to Old Navy where they are scoping out basketball games for the mannequin dog.
I know. Yeah, it was going to be a hard case. It was going to be a hard case to fight. But then I looked into it and realized that I could have gone to jail.
Wait. Why? Because you're such a bad lawyer, or you're impersonating a lawyer?
Impersonating it. I don't fucking remember.
That's interesting because you could represent yourself. So why can't I have you represent me?
Because I'm not involved in it. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not. There's a reason we're not in a courtroom.
I feel like you once said you're a man of law.
I am, but it has to be
not the legal jargon.
Yeah. In Jamaica, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, there you go.
If you have any kind of papaya theft, I'm there.
Jesus.
I specialize in papaya theft.
I got to read a news story.
Yeah, please do.
The Karen Act. San Francisco supervisors approve ban on racist calls to 911.
Wait.
So now there's an act in San Francisco called the Karen Act, and it's if you call 911 about someone who is not breaking the law but are just someone of a different race from yours. I guess they could be the same race if you're being racist, but because there is self-hating racists. And
hate you.
Exactly. And so now that's illegal. So you can be charged for calling in a 911 call for someone who's not actually breaking the law. But it's just a racially fueled 911 call.
That's always been a crime. It's called filing a false police report.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But now I think there's like an additional charge to it.
That's
now.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Do you have another one, or you just did two real quick?
I kind of hit you with the ranch and the Taco Bell pretty early up top.
Yeah, I've never.
There
felt
was
better.
another story about a Brazilian man who was hiding money in his butt cheeks, but I skipped it.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I guess the money was in his butt cheeks. That's the funny part of the whole story. I don't want to care about.
There's a good stat line that if you have a dollar bill in your wallet, it's been in someone's ass.
Shit. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. 500-pound body causes fire at Henrico crematory.
They're 500 pounds?
Yeah, they tried to cremate a 500-pound individual, and it caught fire and burned.
That's like throwing a Molotov inside a Yankee Candle. Well, you can't be doing that kind of shit.
I really love the photo they have for this news article, which is just like a really bad photo from the inside of someone's car, and it's like smoke drifting into the street. The photo is so bad that there is a street sign maybe 15 feet from the car. Like, it's pretty big in the image, and you can't even read what it says. But yeah, that's all I got.
How did this 500-pound person die?
I don't, it's not news. I don't read the articles.
Shot in the head.
He was stuffed full of lighter fluid.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that there's something having to do with the heart or another bodily organ that stopped functioning for some reason. I'm not going to speculate what reason it was.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and say maybe it was similar to how Gilbert Grape's mom died.
I know we always come back to things. I know you've made a Gilbert Godfrey, reference, but I don't know the movie.
Dude, Gilbert, you've not seen that movie yet. It's so good. It's Leo at his best.
Isn't he like 12?
Yeah, he was his best though. Because he played somebody with autism, and then when he showed up to the premiere at the Oscars, people were like surprised that he wasn't actually autistic. People were like, because he was like relatively new, so people were like, "Oh my god!" Like, he got nominated for an Oscar, I think, for that one. Yeah.
All right, well, that's all the news I got.
Anyway,
you got a sponsor for us?
This is sponsored by the law offices of Alex Tobin. Do you have your neighbor stealing your papayas? You better fucking call me.
Mon. Gotta add a mon in there.
Mon.
So people know,
if you don't want to be Irie no more, you call me, Mon.
I got an idea. What if we just started doing just really, really good ads for companies that you hear on like other podcasts?
So people think that we're getting paid?
Well, no. I mean, there's that, because that just makes you look better when you have a sponsor. But no, I'm saying we do a MeUndies ad that is just.
I was just thinking MeUndies.
You do a groundbreaking ad, they hear it and they go, "Wait a second, check the books, Roger. We're not even paying these guys." And then Roger turns, he swivels in his desk chair and says, "You know what? We should be
giving them money that they're just doing this shit already without us paying it."
Yeah, but they can just send us underwear, honestly, because that department in my world is bad.
Like, did you shit your britches? Do you need some new undies? Try MeUndies. Some of them have a big old shithole in the bottom, so you could poop with your pants still on.
It's called a flap.
You better hope your pants have a hole in them too.
It's called a flap.
Yeah, like a butt flap, like pajama bottoms.
And denim's fireproof.
Why don't they have those enough?
The butt flaps?
Yeah, I mean, they have them on onesies, but like I want them on all my pants.
Yeah.
Right?
There's too many accidents, you forget to, it's just like the zipper, How often do you forget to zip your zipper up? How often are you going to forget to, button your flap up?
Oh, yeah, then I'm walking around straight Winnie the Pooh.
You're giving the mailman the goat right there. You don't even know it.
Oh, I'm giving him more than the goat, baby. Anyway, let's just get into these stories, okay? Now, David, we have talked about some pretty horrible people on this podcast, but I think I might have 2 new contenders. You see, many people believe that America's first serial killer was, do you know who it was, David? A lot of people say this one. He's a big one.
Are you talking about like pre or post the concept of a serial killer?
Well, I'll say the Chicago's World Fair. That
Oh
ring
yeah,
any bells?
didn't I do a story about that?
H.H.?
Yeah, H.H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes? I don't know if you did.
Pretty sure I did.
Oh, well, good, because I'm not covering him.
I don't know. My whole life is a fever dream.
But some disagree and say that the first serial killer goes back a little further to the American Revolution. I mean, let's not kid ourselves.
Oh, so that's definitely before we came up with the idea of a serial killer. Because that was like the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. To come up with the phrase serial killer, for sure. And let's not kid ourselves. There were probably so many serial killers during that time that probably weren't caught. I mean, if you really think about it, like, so many people got away with murdering people in the 70s. Like, you don't even want to think about, like people in the West, when you, like, serial killed people are just like, oh, he's the greatest gun in the West. And you're like, I guess, like, both parties agreed to it, but that guy probably just straight up murdered people for fun, too, because he was so good at it.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is back then when your neighbor's dog was barking all night, you went and shot your neighbor. Nowadays, you just shoot the dog.
He ate a bullet. That's his problem. That's why he's acting weird. Sucked it through his eye. But today I will be telling you the tale of 2 shitheads whose bloodlust and overall horrible behavior could not be satiated. Today I will be talking about America's first serial killers, the Harpe Brothers. See, now, like I said, the Harpe Brothers were America's first documented serial killers that consisted of Micah, I swear to God, it's his fucking name.
Okay.
Micah, Big Harpe, and Wiley, Little Harpe. And just to paint a picture of our 2 main villains, I would like to read to you the description Governor of Kentucky James Garrard gave to the public for their $300 bounty in 1799. I don't know the conversion rate.
It's a lot.
Yeah, $300. Like, I would go try to hunt and kill somebody for $300 right now.
Didn't we buy Louisiana for like $12 back then?
We did buy it for very cheap, but then all of a sudden, I mean, if you really want to get into semantics, we really got a lot of that land for free because we just we didn't even own it, and also we just like stole it from other people. So
did we really gain anything from it?
There's people that. The Louisiana Purchase didn't just consist of Louisiana, and you know what? There's a lot of Louisiana. David, why do you try to pick beef with every fucking state on this podcast? He tries to pick beef with states he's never been to. He's a piece of shit.
But I love jambalaya.
I love beignets. But so let me tell you about these 2 guys. So Micah Harpe is about 6 feet high, of robust make. Oh, I got to read it like a 1799 man from Louisiana,
like a real Southern gentleman.
Micah Harpe. He's about 6 feet high, of robust make, and is about 30 to 32 years of age. He has an ill-looking, downcast countenance, and his hair is black and short. He comes very much down his forehead. He is built very straight and is full-fleshed in the face. I don't know what most of that shit means.
Yeah.
He's built very straight. Oh.
I think that means he's got good posture.
I think that means that this governor of Kentucky, Micah Harpe, probably did something, and he's like, he's definitely straight, and I did not do anything with him behind the Blockbuster video. Now Wiley Harpe. What?
Continue.
So Wiley Harpe is now he's very meager in his face, has short black hair, but not quite so curly as his brother's. His brother's curlies. He looks older, though really younger, and has likewise a downcast countenance. What does that mean? They both have downcast countenance.
I don't know. Downward sloping foreheads?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe you could get a nice vert tech deck ramp off that shit.
Oh yeah, really rip it.
So
really rip that tech deck.
kickflip.
Bust the trucks right off.
Grind the nose. So, although the two claimed to be brothers, Micajah and Wiley were actually cousins who operated in Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, and Mississippi in the late 1700s. The two cousins, during their time, ended up confessing to over 39 murders in total. Some proven, some just the word of the men themselves. But before I go deeper into the story, I must give a warning that this is a very disturbing, grisly, and overall horrifying turn of events that can't be unheard. Now, most of the adult killings are horrible, but there's a couple in there that I just want to give there's some they did not discriminate sometimes. So I just wanted to give a little warning in that.
Can I skip those parts?
No, you have to listen to it.
Oh, no.
So the two Harpe boys were born to Scottish immigrants and brothers John and William Harpe in Orange County, North Carolina in 1748 and 1750. As they grew, or didn't grow, they earned their nicknames Micajah Big Harpe and Wiley Little Harpe because of the great size difference between them. They're like a little 50s cartoon.
Yeah.
They're like, if you ever read The Goon, which is a great comic series, very much like that, I feel like, Little wise guy, big thug.
What was that one French comic with the guy that looked like a Viking?
Did he eat hamburgers? He was like in the Sunday Funnies and shit like that.
Nah, he had just pants, no shirt. He let them tits flap.
What the fuck comics are you reading, dude?
I went to a French elementary school. They kicked me out.
Because of the tits flapping?
Because of the tits flapping.
Oh, okay.
And there's a little bit of arson.
Oh, and a little bit of arse. So the two left North Carolina in 1775, where if my calculations are correct, they were about 27 and 25 years old, to go to Virginia, intending to find jobs as slave overseers, which is just like the first, they're bad people automatically. You're like, oh, okay, cool. They wanted to literally tell on slaves for stopping to catch a break in the fields that they weren't being paid to work in. However, the American Revolution interrupted their career. The pair sided with the British because of their family's poor relationships with the Patriots. So again, they're just not great people. They're like, oh, American Revolution, we live in America. Here, let's side with the British. So again, they're just like, damn, I don't know how much worse it could get. Yeah. But to be fair, so originally their fathers tried to side with the Americans, but due to their past siding with the British in the Regulator War, which is, I think, Warren G. led that one. Regulators, mount up. Mount up. But that was in the Carolinas. They were siding with the British during that, and because of their past, and they knew that, they were turned away and treated poorly by American patriots. So they technically weren't allowed to join the American side. So they were like, okay, well, fuck the Americans, are mean to us. We're gonna join the British side. So although they joined the fight, the brothers' interest seemed to be more in violence and criminal activities than any sense of patriotic duty. Along with other like-minded irregulars, they apparently thrilled in the activities of burning farms, raping women, and pillaging the American patriots. I said, these guys,
Vikings.
Every sentence I say, they just become worse people. Here's another one. When Little Harpe attempted to rape a girl in North Carolina, he was shot and wounded by Captain James Wood, but however, he survived. So, I mean, I guess that's good that, it's probably his captain who, they were trying to kidnap 4 girls, and when he jumped on, the last one, the captain came out and saw him doing it, and just, shot him in, the shoulder, and one of the girls got away or something, but I don't know about the other girls, which is horrifying. Yeah. But that's kind of nice that, that's like Negan in The Walking Dead, where you're like, oh, man, he's probably not a great guy, but, he's got some morals in there.
Redeeming qualities.
Exactly. So After fighting in several battles over the years, the Harpe Brothers left the army and joined up with a group of Cherokee Indians, raiding settlements in North Carolina and Tennessee and continuing their pillaging. So they were taking revenge on like the American Patriots because they hated them so much. So they're like, if we're not with the British, we're gonna be with the the Indians and like going after as many Patriots as we could get and attacking them, which is. Honestly, I'm conflicted because they're horrible people, but like at the time, you kind of like knowing what we know now, what like the American Patriots did to the Native Americans, you're like, yeah, I guess they kind of seem like Robin Hood like characters joining them, but they weren't joining them as we're gonna find out for, to help the American Indians. They're like, we like murdering and we want to get back at the Patriots for different reasons. So yeah, kind of weird. So here's another fucked up thing. Taking revenge on Captain James Wood, the man who shot the little Harpe, who had earlier wounded little Harpe, the pair kidnapped his daughter, Susan Wood, and another girl named Maria Davidson as the two women served as wives to the Harpes. They literally kidnapped them and made them both their wives.
Yeah.
Of the man who shot him from trying to rape a woman.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how much worse these guys can get. So the pair, along with the brutalized women and 4 other men, then began to make their way to Tennessee. During the trip, a man named Moses Doss had the gall to be concerned for the brutalized women, and for his concern, he was shot by the Harpes and killed. So one of these gang members were like, hey, I don't think that's cool what you're doing to that lady. She doesn't seem to like. He's like, oh, I'm going to shoot you and kill you. Yeah, exactly. Boom goes the dynamite. Like, what the fuck, dude? If anybody's like, hey, like, can I just, like, give you, like, a little conscience? He's like, no, I don't want it. Boom. Shoot him.
Yeah.
So the group then settled in the Cherokee Chickamauga village of Nickajack, located southwest of modern-day Chattanooga, Tennessee. For the next dozen years, the Harpes, along with their wives, lived in the Indian village. So these women were like their wives now. Like, it's not like they got kidnapped and they're like, oh, we're going to like sneak away or something. Like, they became their wives for the next 12 years.
Ouch.
Exactly. There's not a lot of comedy in this story. Not too many. We could try to find some little glimpses, but
gotta love the stories that are just real sad.
I know. I started doing the story and I was like, oh yeah, this is just getting worse and worse. But it is an interesting story nonetheless. It's just not that funny.
Needs to be told.
Exactly. So over the next 12 years, the Harpe Brothers helped the Native Americans attack and kill groups of American patriots. But in 1794, when the brothers caught wind of an attack on the village they lived in, they decided to flee before the village was completely wiped out. Like I was saying, like, they don't care about the Native Americans. After living with them for 12 years, they literally heard that like the Patriots were coming, and instead of staying and fighting or like warning others of like fleeing, they're like, well, let's just sneak out. Yeah. So we don't get killed and they get killed.
No honor.
Exactly. No honor. So the Harpes and their women then settled down at a new camp nearby where they stayed for the next 9 months, once again pillaging local villages in Tennessee. And by the spring of 1797, they were living in a cabin on Beaver Creek near Knoxville. Also the same year, Little Harpe married a local girl who was a minister's daughter named Sarah Rice, and he gave his other wife to his cousin.
Oh, I mean, at least he's sharing?
Yeah, so now Big Harpe has 2 wives, and one used to be Little Harpe's wife, and now he's like, and the Little Harpe's married to like a minister's daughter. And goddamn, if that minister is not a great judge of character,
So, hold on. So now Big Harpe is married to sisters?
So Big Harpe is married to Wood's daughter. What's his name? The captain's daughter, and another woman by the name of...
Oh, I thought you said that they both married sisters.
No. They kidnapped...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they kidnapped the general's daughter named Susan Wood and a girl named Maria Davidson who was like with her.
Okay, I missed that. I thought you said that they were both sisters. Okay.
Oh, no. But, now they're both dating Big Harpe, so they're sister wives.
They're sisters in some sense, yeah.
Exactly. So In 1798, the brutal murder spree began and became one of the most violent series of events in American history. While the Harps were living near Knoxville, Tennessee, they were driven from the town after being charged with stealing hogs and horses. They were also accused of murdering a man named Johnson.
Just good old Johnson.
Hey, where's Johnson? Oh yeah, we found. Oh God, you don't even want to know how they found Johnson.
Sir, you need to sign this this check here. You just wrote Johnson.
Johnson. My name?
Johnson.
Hey, my name. And that's not even a signature. That is a scribble with a poop smear on it. What is that? That's my poop. That's how you know it's me from the smell.
First name Lizard Man. Last name Lizard Man. Occupation Lizard Man.
Johnson.
You ever see Harvey Birdman? That old.
I know about it. I never watched it. He's a lawyer like me.
Yeah, no, there's one part where there's like a henchman. They're like the lizard men.
Oh, wait, is that like from Space Ghost, the praying mantis? What's his fucking name? Anyway, we could do this all day.
We really could.
So, but like I said, they were also accused of murdering a man named Johnson, whose body was found in a river covered in urine and ripped open, with the chest cavity filled and weighted down with stones.
Okay.
So you feel good about making fun of Johnson now?
No, I feel bad. In a way, I really connected with Johnson.
Do you know who this man was?
Rock the Dwayne Man Johnson. Great
Dwayne Man chest cavity filled with Rocks Johnson.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was thinking about the other day. I was in the shower and I was thinking about, Rock the Dwayne Johnson, because that's
I
usually
always
what
do
I do
when I'm in the shower.
Exactly. And I was thinking about it. If you shorten his name just Rock Johnson, is that a phallic name? Was the Rock a phallic name from the get-go? Rock Johnson?
Maybe like I was kind of thinking Rock Hudson, but no. Rock Johnson. Now that is erotic. Is erotic.
I mean, obviously the guy's got a body that doesn't quit, and he's a muscle-bound freak.
David,
and he's like a rock, but still, Rock Johnson. That's hard to argue with.
David, I have to say that name is very erotic.
There you go. Johnson. Erotic Johnson.
Oh man, I missed that video game Turok. That one's fun.
Yeah, my uncle worked on one of those.
He did not.
Yeah,
you shoot rappers with the bow and arrow. That's cool.
He used to own a company that did part of the graphics work, and I used to have a T-shirt that just had a giant that Nintendo
Turok.
64 one.
Hell yeah!
And I had a T-shirt that just had that dude wrestling with a raptor.
I went to the X
awesome.
Games. I went to the X Games and got a PlayStation shirt one time.
I thought you were gonna say you got a PlayStation.
No, just a shirt.
Still cool.
Yeah, I saw Tony Hawk. So
did you kiss him?
He kissed me. So, like I said, this guy covered in urine. We didn't even discuss that. Covered in urine.
Who's the urine?
I feel bad for the cop though. It's like,
who's urine?
Yep, that's urine. That's 100. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, weighted down with rocks, and this would later become their signature way of disposing of bodies. They cut them open, fill them with rocks, throw them in a river, and hope that they sink to the bottom.
Okay, I'm confused now. So this guy's sitting at the bottom of a river full of rocks. How do they know
I don't think they're that good. I think he floated back to like the shore or something.
Still,
like that.
No matter what, he entered the river, pond, lake, body of water. How do they know he's covered in piss? It's fish piss. That's just what we call water.
When piss gets into the fibers, you could always tell. Don't matter. There's no washing that out, I tell you.
I'm just saying. They must have said they pissed on them and threw them in.
You know what the Harps love? They owned an asparagus farm. That's how they fucking knew it.
They shrink wrapped them and then threw them in.
They put them in a giant condom and then filled it with piss and then you dumped them in the Chickasaw. Anyway, so I'm going off the cuff. So from Knoxville, the Harps fled north into Kentucky. They entered the state of the Wilderness Road near the Cumberland Gap, and they are believed to have murdered a peddler. When they were there, they are believed to have murdered a peddler named Peyton, taking his horse and some of his goods, then 2 travelers from Maryland, and then a man named John Langford who was traveling from Virginia to Kentucky. So a lot of these like accounts, like I was talking about, they're not like documented. A lot of these bodies were probably just like thrown in the woods and then eaten by animals, and people were like, John Langford went missing. But a lot of them, I think that at the very end they like confessed and were like, yeah, we killed this man. His name was like John Langford, and then like 2 guys who were walking, like who were going to Maryland, and like, you know, and they could have been lying about some of them, but like the shit that they did prove and they did have proof of was like horrible enough where you go, you know what, I don't even think these guys are fucking lying. Like there's no point in them lying at this, you know, at this point in their life. So, like I said, when Langford turned up dead, they found his body. A local innkeeper pointed the authorities to the Harpes because they probably saw him with them. The criminal pair was pursued, captured, and jailed in the state prison in Danville, Kentucky, but they managed to escape, of course. And when a posse was sent after them, a young son of a man who assisted the authorities was found dead and mutilated by the Harpes in retaliation. So some guy in the town was like, I'll help the cops. Like, it's my civic duty. I want to help out because like they do a lot for me. And he helped them like put, you know, the Harpe Brothers in prison or jail. And when they got out, they just went, like, they went out and killed his young son. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there's no end to this evil. Mm-hmm. But I don't even know how everybody broke out of all these jail cells back in the day.
Well, they were made of hay.
Speaking of urine, anybody see Shanghai Noon when Jackie Chan pees on that shirt and then wraps it around the bars and then sticks the wood thing between them and then twists it to bend the pipes?
He didn't have to pee on it.
He peed on it. He did pee on it.
He didn't have to.
Yeah, you got to wet the shirt.
Why?
Because I think it tears if it doesn't wet. You have a lot to learn about urine, my friend.
I guess I do. What about that guy that peed on his shirt and slid it under the door so he didn't die in that molten volcano leak?
Oh, yeah. On the island. It's getting hot in here, so pee on all your clothes episode.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one. Yeah, he was piss boy for sure.
Oh, I love it.
Man, we haven't said piss boy in a while.
Yeah, we need a good piss story.
Is there
more piss in here?
Yeah, no, these guys are piss boys. I don't know if there's more.
Good.
They don't bring the piss back up, but you know that there's a lot of piss involved.
Okay, good.
History doesn't like to talk about piss, and it's
a goddamn shame, and it makes me sick about our country.
I don't want to be American if I can't have piss in my stories. Just in my stories.
I'm gonna move to whatever country piss is a bigger thing.
Probably France. I don't know.
France. You guys are a bunch of piss boys, aren't you? I'm moving French. I'm coming French.
So, on April 22nd, 1799, this is when the $300 bounty was placed on their heads. You know, the one that the governor put on from, you know, getting a handy behind the Blockbuster. So, fleeing northward, the Harpes killed 2 men. Oh, I love these guys. I want to know more about them. They killed 2 men named Edmonton and Stump. I want to know so much more about these gentlemen.
Specifically Stump. I don't really care about Edmonton.
Yeah. Stump is obviously the one you want to invite to the bat mitzvah, right?
I really hope it's not just his last name was Stump or some stupid shit like that. I really hope he either earned that name or visually looked like a stump. Maybe he had a stump.
Stump, when you said hey to Stump, he replied with, "Ugh." That's how Stump communicated.
Yeah.
And he was full of rot.
Who wasn't back then?
That's true. Everybody had like the worst jock itch you've ever seen. So when they're near the mouth of the Saline River in southern Illinois, they came upon 3 men encamped there, and of course they killed them as well.
Why not?
Yeah, there's like this is too easy. Just like be somewhere in public to make it a little bit harder, right?
Yeah.
Then you got to get Assassin's Creedy and be like, walk in the middle of all the monks and then just go and stab the guy.
And then drink your Mountain Dew.
And then drink that and so you get away real fast. You ever see me climb a chapel off some Baja Blast?
I'm a Baja Blast up this chapel real quick.
So the pair then made their way to a stronghold of the infamous river pirate and criminal gang leader Samuel Mason. Ooh, I want to be a river pirate so fucking bad. You know why? Because when you're out on the ocean, you get sick easier. I get a little seasick. You don't get as good food. If you're on a river, you get back to land whenever you want.
Yeah, that's true. You can hunt from the boat.
Yeah, I always like swimming in the river way more than swimming in the ocean. No sharks in the river.
There are bears, though. You got to think about the bears because they're looking for the salmon.
River bears?
Yeah, that's a big thing.
You know, river bears could hold their breath up to 3 years.
Is that hibernation?
They sneak up on you. So, like I said, they went and met up with gang leader Samuel Mason. And with their wives and 3 children in tow, they've also had some children. And I left this part out because I didn't want to, just bum everybody out so fucking hard. But, there's a part where they said, they killed some of their children just because. They just had, children, and they're let's just kill this one because they have, bad tempers, and just, killing was easy, I guess. I don't know, but
yeah.
I guess 3 made the cut in this, juncture of their life.
Do we have an ambulance on your end?
Yeah. I just killed a bunch of children,
I love it.
They're coming for me right now.
I love how we get at least one ambulance from your side every time. That's just LA for you, baby.
Is it an episode of Camp Strange if there's not an ambulance on the way to help somebody? So
I need help.
So yeah, David doesn't want to listen to this anymore. So, like I said, they got their wives and their 3 children in tow. The Harps teamed up with the Samuel Mason gang. Yeehaw! Who preyed on slow-moving flatboats making their way along the Ohio River. So Huck Finn don't have a fucking chance.
Nope. And they will kill a kid.
They will kill a kid. Oh, they'll kill a kid.
Fucking throttle them, man.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to read the rest of the story. It gets bad.
Yeah, we can just go on to mine.
No, we have to figure out what goes on because, the ending's just so good.
All right.
So while the Mason gang could be ruthless, even they were appalled at the actions of the Harps. And after the murderous pair of Harpe Brothers began to make a habit of taking travelers to the top of the bluff near where they camped out, stripping them naked and pushing them off, Samuel Mason forced the Harpe Brothers to leave. So they're like, hey, when you do the naked push, it's landed right on my big vat of chili I got at the bottom of the bluff. Mm-hmm. And you're really fucking up my dinner, okay?
I love a good bluff chili.
Bluff chili is the best chili. No naked men on top of it, please.
And you know what? We don't have no dog. We don't have no dog hiding our secret recipe. It's online. You can find the recipe. You can try to make it yourself.
Oh, I love.
But a big part of that.
Is his name Bush? Fuck, we just said his name last.
Duke.
What's his name? Duke. Fuck, Duke.
A big part of our recipe is bodies falling off of a bluff into our chili, so
let the bodies hit the bluff. Let the bodies hit the bluff. Ooh, Anyway, so the Harps then returned to eastern Tennessee, where they continued their vicious murder spree. They killed a farmer named Bradbury, a man named Hardin. Ooh, that's a fucking horny name.
James Hardin.
No beard. So
you ever seen that dude without a beard?
Yeah, it's not.
God, that's why you grow a beard like that.
So a man named Hardin and a boy named Kofi. Kofi?
He went on to invent coffee.
No, he went on to die.
Oh.
So
No. No.
Oh, why does that? So, and that all happened in 1798. So some more bodies were discovered, including those of William Ballard, who had been disemboweled and thrown into the Holton River, James Brassel, who had his throat viciously sliced and was discovered in Brassel's Knob, as well as a man by the name of John Tully. So 3 more bodies were found, of course. John Graves and his teenage son were found dead with their heads axed in south central Kentucky.
Okay.
And in Logan County, the Harps killed a little girl, a young slave, and an entire family they found asleep in their camp. Which is just like, I can't, like, I know we're just glancing over all these murders, like, they killed this guy, they killed this guy, they killed this woman, they killed this girl. Like, but you have to, like, imagine that these are all, like, people who got murdered by these two. What?
They all have families. They all have futures. It's
just crazy, like, how these guys were just, like, they had no remorse. But, like, I don't know if, like, people back then just, like, didn't. Like, we put so much more of an emphasis on death nowadays because we live in, like, a first world country that, like, we don't experience death as much as, like, you know, even just, like impoverished countries that, like, people just die from starvation and stuff like that, you know, especially in, like, America. So
I'm glad there's so much death in your story, because my story actually touches up on a belief of death. So it'll make it, maybe we can pretend like we believe what's going on in my story, and it'll make this all a little bit better.
Okay. But yeah, just to wrap it up, it's just kind of crazy how, like, you know, maybe they disassociated with death and it was easier to kill people because you're like, oh, they were going to die in 7 days anyway when the sun got too hot. You know, like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, shit, we're not that far from that in our time, so.
That's very true, actually. So let's continue. So in August of 1799, a few miles northeast of Russellville, Kentucky, Big Harpe bashed. Oh, fuck! Here we go. This is the bad parts. If you don't know,
no.
So
I'm unplugging my headphone.
So Big Harpe bashed his infant daughter's head against a tree because her constant crying annoyed him. This was the only crime for which he would later confess genuine remorse.
Okay, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, but, like,
in a way,
he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, none of it's good. I'm not trying to say it's good.
Wait, Dave, can we get you on record saying that was good?
It was okay.
What a cool thing to do, guy. But Jesus Christ, like, I don't, like, not only, like, did he do that, but, like, the mom's like, I'm fucking kidnapped. I'm like this guy's fucking wife for the last 20 years. Like, what do I do? Like, he'll kill me next.
You see that, you can't do anything about it because, you're next, bud.
Exactly. So the same month, a man named Trowbridge. Wow.
God, these names are great.
I'm gonna bring back Trowbridge. He was found.
Change it legally. Do it. I dare you. Fucking
Trowbridge Tobin. Nice to meet you. Can I sweep your chimney? So he was found disemboweled in Highland Creek, and when the Harps were given shelter at the Stegall home in Webster County, the pair killed an overnight guest named Major William Love. I actually love that name because his name's Major Love.
Oh.
As well as Mrs.
Never mind. Nah, keep going.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just keep going.
Okay, so they killed Major Love, as well as Mrs. Moses Stegall's 4-month-old baby boy whose throat was slit when he cried. When Mrs. Stegall screamed at the sight of her infant being killed, she was also murdered. So, like, it just goes to show you, like, you can't, like, throw up a stop on these guys. They have no remorse, no morals, no conscience. They'll just kill you right after. And something that's, like, slightly annoying, there's like their first option is like, we should just probably kill it. Like, I would be even okay if you're just like, I'm just gonna go put the baby, like, out in the barn for the night. Like, that's horrible. But, like, at least, like, you're giving it a chance to survive the night. Like, I don't know.
You see, you want to know what I would do in this situation?
What? No, I don't want to know.
I infiltrate them. I become their number 3. And then I sit them down. You know, we're at the campfire. I pull them all each side and I say, "Hey, Big." He goes, "Yeah." I go, You know what I hate? You know what's really annoying? And he's like, "What?" I'm like, the way Little chooses food. You ever notice that, how he eats? And he's like, "No, I never noticed that." And I go, "Oh, yeah, it's really annoying. Look for it next time." And then I pull Little aside, and I say, "Hey, Little, have you ever noticed how annoying it is? How Big wheezes all the time?
Ooh,
he's always wheezing.
You're
here just like breathing over there. You get him to get annoyed from each other. Next thing
you're
you know,
the wedge.
They kill each other.
There you go.
Easy peasy.
I like that.
And then I go home to my beautiful wife and my 3 children.
I was gonna say, I think you needed. David, where were you for the night? Oh, just getting 2 serial killers to murder each other. What were you doing? Watching a soap opera? Okay. Poop and blood? What did they do in 1799? Just like poop blood and like.
They eat bark and they poop blood.
Yeah, I think that's what they did. So the Harpe killings continued in July of 1799 as the 2 fled west to avoid a new posse organized by John Leeper, which included the avenging husband and father of Moses Stegall. So the guy who had his wife.
What is the last name?
Stegall.
Every time you say that, I think of Seagal.
I think the same thing. It's Stegall, so Stegall or Stegall, but I think of like Steven Seagal, like running up and being like, "You fucked with the wrong guy who just pooped his pants," and then just like kicking him.
Have you seen that video when he's doing the karate fight with that guy, and the guy's obviously the guy's just like throwing the match, like Seagal like touches him and he does like a backflip.
Oh yeah, because Seagal's such a fat weirdo, and he's just like. He's like, nobody could choke. Well, the story goes that he said nobody could choke him out, and then he had like a mixed martial a mixed martial artist like go after him and choked him out, and he shit his pants because he got choked out so hard. He was like really cocky about it, and he got choked out so fucking hard that he shit his pants.
He was trying to breathe so hard his fucking asshole was trying to breathe.
I know. He's like, "Can I get air in this hole?" And like he shit his pants. So
oh my god, I need to Google that one.
There's no video. It's just like it's a very well known story that he denies, and everybody's like, "No, it happened. I was there.
There was probably a video of it, but it was like that LeBron story when that 18-year-old kid dunked on him and he like got all the videos erased.
No way. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's sick. So let's go back to Moses Stegall, the man who's about to avenge his wife and child with this gang. So while the pair was preparing to kill another settler named George Smith, the posse finally tracked them down on August 24th of 1799. The posse called for the Harpes to surrender, and they attempted to flee. Micah Harpe was shot in the leg and back by Leeper, the leader of the gang, who soon caught up with him and pulled him off his horse, subduing the outlaw with a tomahawk in a scuffle, which is so fucking cool. And this is the big one, too. You don't see enough of those
these days.
Yeah, you don't see enough tomahawks. But this is also the big one. This is the big brother or big cousin, whatever you want to call him. So, like, Leeper's kind of a badass. Yeah. So as he lay dying, Micah Harpe confessed to 20 murders while Harpe was still conscious. So he just, while he was still alive, he was like, I killed 20 people. Moses Stegall, this is kind of badass and absolutely horrible at the same time. Moses Stegall slowly cut off the outlaw's head. Okay. And later, the head was spiked on a pole at a crossroads near the Moses Stegall cabin that is still known as Harpe's Head or Harpe's Head Road along a modern-day highway in Webster County, Kentucky. So you can go visit this, where they had this. It's just crazy how he slowly cut off his head, which is just like, I mean, he fucking deserves it. Like, he literally, if you killed my 4-month-old child and my wife, like, I don't even know, like, there'd be a lot of pee-pee involved. Dude, you'd be soaked to the brim before I slowly cut off your head.
Drink a lot of Baja Blast. Really fill that bladder up.
I just spotted an asparagus farm. So, Wiley Harpe, the little Harpe, successfully escaped the confrontation and rejoined the Mason Gang pirates at Cave in Rock, which is also crazy because, like, your cousin just died who you just spent, like, 30-plus years with, and you're just like, I wonder what his mental state was like. Was like he didn't give a fuck because he just like liked killing. He's like, people die. Like I said, was he just like, oh yeah, it was a matter of time before he died. Like, I'm just glad to be alive.
I mean, honestly, going into this, I assumed that they were going to go out together. I did not see not in 100 years did I see one of them outliving another. I thought they were both going to go out the exact same time.
Exactly. He just didn't give a fuck. He's like, no, like I would rather just be alive and like you could die. I don't care. Like,
yeah.
That's how brutal they were. Like, not even to each other did they. Like you said, you're the wedge, man. He's like, he breathed kind of heavily. I don't like him.
Yeah, there you go.
So 4 years later, 4 years he survived. Wiley Harpe might have been captured along with the rest of the gang, but went unrecognized because he was using the alias of John Seton or John Sutton. And both Harpe and Samuel Mason, the river pirate and gang leader, escaped, but Mason he ended up getting shot. And afterwards, Little Harpe and another gang member named Peter Alston. So now Mason's dead. The pirate lord is like river pirate lord is dead, and now he's like, okay, well, that guy's dead, who I spent the last 4 years with. Now I'm gonna get this other guy, Peter Alston. They went and tried to claim the bounty on Samuel Mason, and although it is unclear whether Mason died from the wounds sustained during the escape, like, they don't know if he died from the gunshot wound that happened to him, or he survived the gunshot wound and then Harpe killed him to collect the bounty, because he's like, this guy's gonna die anyway, like, might as well cut off his head, disguise ourselves, bring it in, and get the money, which is another just like way to show how evil they were. And regardless, as they presented Mason's head, a Kentuckian recognized Harpe and Alston as outlaws themselves, and the two men were arrested. The two soon escaped. Like, again, they fucking escaped. They're peeing on the bars and shit.
Yeah.
But they were quickly recaptured, tried, and sentenced to be hanged, of course. And in January 1804, Wiley Harpe and Peter Alston, his new gang friend, were executed by hanging. Their heads were then cut off and placed high on stakes along the Natchez Trace as a warning to other outlaws. And to wrap this up, although the Harpes left a river of blood and misery in their wake, their horribleness finally caught up with them as they suffered a horrific fate as well. Luckily, for the women they captured and enslaved to be their wives, Susan Wood, Maria Davidson, and Sarah Rice all went to live their lives relatively normal, as they either went back home to their families or started new lives with their new husbands and children. And although the story doesn't have too much of a silver lining, it does feel good to have justice served for the two biggest pieces of shit in the Americas, the Harpe Brothers.
Beautiful. Yeah, and it always blows my mind. It makes me wonder, because we're two West Coast kids. I'm from Oregon, you're from California. I wonder, like, how many of these types of stories that are, like, could be well known in completely different parts of America that we just have no idea about.
Yeah, like in Kentucky, that might be like a thing where people are like, oh, Harpe's Head, like, you don't know about this local legend or like local story.
Yeah.
Like, that might be huge. And I now I'm trying to figure out, like, if there's a lot of like California things that, or Oregon things that, like, you know about that most people don't, you know? I don't know.
I mean, even though, I mean, it's been a while since I've listened to it, but boy, episode 1 sounded like a train wreck when we look back on it now. But I mean, episode, we kept it pretty local.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. If I listen to episode 1, I'm going to light myself on fire.
Yeah. I tried not too long ago and it was painful.
Yeah. We're like, hey, what's up, guys?
You just got to remind yourself to go back and listen to like the first episodes of like lots of podcasts, and the first ones are always a little rough.
I want to like delete those, but I just feel bad about doing it because it's like
we could re-record them.
No, yeah, word for word. Let's type them out.
The mastered.
Yeah, not saying that we're much better now, but Jesus, a little bit
more comfortable.
Ah. So that's my story, David.
We settled into our skin.
Stop. I'm gonna pee on you.
Tobin, okay. All right. For my story here, you know, we talked about my topic not too long ago when you called me out in an episode because before you said anything, my idea of a druid came from the mighty world of Warcraft, which, you know, it was a shape-shifting class where you could turn into a beast, which I won't say is wrong, but not the official concept. So today I will dive into the world of the druids.
Ooh, I don't know much about them besides that they practiced old magic. That's like the only thing I know about a druid, I think. And that I don't even know if that's fucking true.
So, a druid was a member of the high-ranking class of the ancient Celtic culture. I said it right.
Yeah, David was saying Celtic before. He's a big Larry Bird head.
I love the big bird, man. 33, baby. No one's ever played the game quite like Larry did.
Dude, that guy is ugly.
He would knock down a jumper, then knock you down with a fist. So, seen as to many, they were religious leaders, legal authorities, adjudicators, lore keepers, medical professionals, and political advisors, which is like, holy shit, that's a lot of titles and topics to be known for.
That's pretty cool. You're just basically the smartest guy in the village.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I mean, that's what they were known for.
Yeah. It's like the medicine man, where like he did like you're basically a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
Exactly.
Did a little bit of everything.
What would you call that?
A Celtic man. What age was that?
A Celtic.
What age is that? The Bronze Age? You're a bronze man.
The stone man.
The bronzest man I know is Dwayne the Rock Johnson with a fake tan.
That's not a fake tan, baby. He's from the Big Island. So the Druids were
He
reported.
hits the tasty waves.
The Druids were reported to have been literate, which was a huge thing for their time, and believed to have been prevented from recording their knowledge in written form, which is interesting.
Wait, so like they had to hold their secrets within. They couldn't like write them down so other people could access them.
Exactly. So their ideas and beliefs have no like solid writing proof from themselves or evidence or accounts of themselves or anything like that.
Wow. I think it's very similar to like Native American lore too. I think we were just talking about that like off pod about how a lot of like the elders were like, it's supposed to be told in story, not written down, like the ancient art of like storytelling is supposed to be like spoken and
We have literally never talked about that.
That was me and this chieftain I met at Taco Bell. He's like, Alex, I recognize you.
Stop. No.
What?
No.
No.
But there have been many writings. There have been many writings of their existence from people, from other people, from like the Romans to the Greeks, and along with other Celtic people. So, people wrote about them, but they never actually wrote about themselves or what they were doing.
He's like, say that I'm handsome.
He's leaning over the shoulder.
Why'd you write fat?
You didn't add the handsome part. Don't talk about the moles.
Why'd you write handsome as FAT? What is that? I don't have those. I don't have rolls. What are rolls?
Don't you know I'm literate, motherfucker?
My toenails aren't that long. So
the earliest known reference to the Druids go all the way back to the 4th century BCE. And the oldest detailed description comes from the big dog himself.
Who's that?
Julius Caesar.
Oh, really? That's the big dog.
I don't know. Why not? My mom thinks he's Jesus. And I don't mean that from like a joking. Like, she legitimately thinks that Julius Caesar was Jesus.
Well, a lot of people think that like Shakespeare was Jesus too. Like,
well, no. People think Shakespeare wrote the Bible.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever looked into that? Shit, maybe I'll do that next week because there's some crazy shit about that. That's like numbers and like every like 50 words spell shit out in the Bible. There's some weird shit about it for sure.
I just know that he like wrote his name like 8 different ways. Oh, my fridge is going fucking crazy over here, filling up with water or some shit.
That's why you don't plug it.
Then all that dog meat's gonna go bad. I can't do that.
It's so hard to come by dog meat in LA.
I forgot what I was saying. Anyway,
so Julius Caesar in 50 BCE. Caesar would write about the Celtic culture saying the 2 leading classes in Celtic society were warriors and the Druids. He said that Druids did not have to perform manual labor, pretty sick, serve in the military, sick if that's not your thing, or pay taxes. I don't do that anyways. It's a hoax. You don't have to pay your taxes. Don't do it.
Who's the Urs, and why do they keep calling me? Wait, but like, that's kind of fucking crazy that they had taxes back then. Because I just assumed that, like, obviously, if there's Julius Caesar around, there was like a tax and stuff like that. But it's so crazy to think that that is so like ingrained. Like, people go like, "Fuck taxes," and you're like, "Dude, everybody's paid taxes." It's like
we've been saying that since Caesar, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they take too much fucking taxes out of my paycheck. But like,
don't get me started.
I sit there and I'm just like, well, I guess like you need to build stuff. Like, if you don't take taxes out of like your paychecks, like basically nothing happens. Nothing gets like no schools get built, no coliseums get built. Like the Coliseum up the street from my house, I love that Coliseum when I watch everybody fight to the death.
Yeah,
so fun.
There wouldn't be the blood. You think lions are cheap? We're in Rome. How do you think we get the fucking lions here?
You think lions are cheap? That's good.
So Caesar said that instead of all the dirty work, Druids would devote their lives to leading religious ranch
crushing. Fuck
religious worship, and hey, I had a speech impediment as a kid, so fuck you.
You still do, asshole.
Yeah, I know. And taking charge of what? What else did they do besides religious worship?
Dude, they made magic.
Human sacrifices.
Oh, that's a sort of magic.
It is. No, absolutely.
That's when the sun gets too hot. You stab a virgin, and the clouds come out, and rain makes the grass grow.
I have not even a second, just even the tiniest measurement of what the fuck you're talking about right now.
I'm just saying, like, if you kill a virgin, then, like, you could, like, change the weather. So, like, if we killed you right now, like, this pandemic might go away.
Then take my life right now. Do it.
Virgin.
I have nothing to live for. Famous Roman writers such as Cicero, Tacitus, and Pliny the Elder.
Pliny
the Elder.
Dude, I got one of them beers in my fridge right now.
What?
A Pliny the Elder. From Russian River Brewing Company. It's only like one of the most sought after beers in the world. Don't at me.
I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's a brewery in Santa Rosa, which is a town up from me. And actually, it's not even my beer. It's Chris Barlow's beer, and he left it here. And I just have to stare at it. And it's a very sought after beer. And if you go to like any Whole Foods in California, they hide them in the back because people walk in and try to take all of them. And it was like number one on like the beer list for like 5 years in a row. So like it's a very sought after beer.
What type of beer is it? IPA?
I think it's an IPA. And they also make one called Pliny the Younger, which people fucking wait in line. They drive from like other states and wait in line and buy shirts that say like, I waited in line for Pliny the Younger. Because that Pliny the Elder was the dude who literally watched, or he is the one who documented Pompeii, I believe, or something like that.
Probably. He documented a lot, apparently. Yeah. I talk about a little bit in here.
Okay, I digress. I'm not going to talk about that beer anymore, but it's
well,
a good
now
beer.
I'm interested.
I'll send you Chris's beer.
Do it, and I'll drink it.
I'll pour it in an envelope.
We can hold a Zoom meeting and just me, you, and Chris, and I'll chug it, and then I'll do a Triple H spit in the air.
Ooh, and then a suck it, and like a little suck it, like crossed arm to cross, like.
I will do the suck it thing until you guys hang up.
Okay, I'm sending you the beer.
I'll wear my athletic gear just in case this goes longer than I anticipate.
You better wear a long sleeve Under Armour with a turtleneck.
I'll have to buy
those
one
are the
those.
Best. Every fat high school kid knew what that was.
We're gonna stop there.
They wore that under their shirts on game day. What?
I'm holding myself back here. So the Druid orders were suppressed by the Roman government in the 1st century, and their names disappeared from the records by the 2nd century.
Oof, when they do you dirty.
Yep. So it wasn't until 750 CE, the word druid would appear again in a poem by Blathmac, who said, "Yeah, Blathmac."
That is so cool. Is that the drummer for Gwar?
When I was writing this story and I saw Blathmac, I stopped and like kind of shook my head and said, "That's a fucking cool name."
Yeah, it's a really cool name. I mean, it's not as cool as Stump, but like
No,
Blathmac
it's up there. It's definitely up there.
It's up there.
It's a different category. So his poem, part of it said, "Better than a prophet, more knowledgeable than every druid."
Dude, that's a Kanye lyric.
Probably. And Blathmac was talking about none other than your boy JC, Jesus Hoobastank Christ.
Whoa. That might be actually a Kanye lyric at this point.
Honestly.
No
What
Sunday, Chick-fil-A. No Sunday, open on Sunday, Chick-fil-A. I don't even know how the lyric goes. That album sucked.
Yeah, I gave it one try.
I was like, it's not Sunday. I'm turning it off.
I'm assuming you're talking about his religious one he came out with recently.
Like Jesus is King or something like that.
Yeah, it's bad.
It was bad.
It's bad. So what exactly did these druids have in their teachings? The druids believed in a supreme god who they called Beal. It's B-E apostrophe A-L.
Beal. Jessica Biel.
Beal, meaning the source of all beings.
Ooh.
The symbol of the supreme so the symbol of the supreme being was fire. And what I mean by fire was a red hoodie that had a white box and black writing that said Supreme, because that shit's fire, man. That shit's fire.
I fucking hate you.
I'm kidding, obviously. It means fire, as in ow, red hot. Fire mean fire hurt David. David no like fire. David no like fire. David have bubble on hand. Bubble sting. David sting bubble.
Fire make hair smell funny.
Fire make hair smell funny and go bye-bye.
They go curly, curly.
Curly, curly, then bye-bye.
Say, fire make dogs scream. Why dogs scream like human?
Dogs scream but taste better.
Extra chewy. Fire, fire.
Fire dog not make David sick.
We can do this all night, dude. We better stop. Fire, fire.
David no more leak from bottom.
What does that mean? Did you cauterize your asshole shut?
He was getting sick from the raw dog meat, and now it's cooked.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm glad you explained that.
So, it should also be noted that Druids also worshipped many lesser gods in comparison to the top dog of them all. You know, the big God. You know what I mean?
I want to know a lesser god now.
You know, honestly,
like Howie Mandel.
I didn't. Yeah, it was Howie Mandel, Lou Ferrigno,
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, that one guy that was in Beer Fest. You know, all those guys.
And Rick Moranis getting punched in New York.
What was that all about? What'd Rick ever do to you?
I don't know. I mean,
Rick. For God's sakes, the guy was an icon, and then he quit it all to take care of his kids.
He fucking shrunk him, dude.
He got him back. He got him back, didn't he?
They almost drowned in a bowl of Cheerios. That man deserves a punch every once in a while. You see what those ants almost did to his kids? Jesus.
Honestly, that's one of those movies on my list that I have not seen since it came out.
Oh, yeah. It's, I can't tell you much about it. I just remember I liked it at the time.
The time I saw that movie, I didn't know what, I didn't even know what money was. You know what I mean? Like,
$20 was a lot. I remember that. I remember going to I didn't want to say go to my dad's wallet. It sounds like I'm stealing money from my dad now. No, he let me have it.
It's fine. He left his
Okay.
shoes at your house for fucking 18 months.
You're right. He did. I sent them to him.
Oh, any new listeners, go find the episode where Tobin's dad was our co-host. That's a great episode. I almost shit my pants of fear in that episode.
He knew a guy named Rhino that stabbed somebody to death, I think.
Yeah, your dad was sitting right next to me, looking me in the eyes, telling me about his friend who stabbed someone.
Rhino?
It was awesome. Oh, can we get Kid on another episode?
Oh, of course. We get him down here.
Love
ASAP.
that. Yeah, what we really should do is just set up an episode that's Kit and Jody.
Oh my god. I think they would just end up talking about like which of the famous historical figures are Jesus and which are not. And you'd
We'd
agree
lose
all
a
of them are
lot.
Jesus.
We would lose so many listeners, I think.
Oh yeah, yes. That's a Patreon wall episode.
Yeah, it is. So Druids also taught that the human soul was immortal and that upon death it would pass into the body of a new baby child.
That's
a
sick.
shell. Just a shell of a crying and shitting flesh little baby. So, I mean, I can't wait to die and possess an innocent little baby. That sounds awesome.
Honestly, like I fuck with sorry, I'm yawning. I fuck with like reincarnation. I think that's so sick. But like
I'm
as
gonna
long
say
as I come back as something good.
If the afterlife isn't reincarnation, I'm gonna be disappointed.
I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be very mad.
I don't care. I'll be a fruit fly. A flute fly. They live in flutes.
I want to come back as a McFlurry Oreo.
Something short-lived, and you just get back, spawn right back in.
I want to come back as Spawn.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'll be that fat clown guy.
I love fucking John Leguizamo as Fat Clown. He's my favorite.
I've told you the story of the clown toy, right?
Yeah, I think you have.
I had a really detailed action figure of that clown villain.
Yeah,
and it terrified me, and so
it's scary.
I had a replica of a skeleton because my parents tried to teach me when I was young. It didn't work.
What a boner was?
Yeah, and I just stuck the femur in there, and it had the like kind of glass case, like what you would see the rose was in, and Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast was the rose, right?
Yeah.
And I had one of those. The skeleton's on, so I'd put that fucking clown under it, and I'd tape it down.
So it couldn't get you at
night. Yeah.
That's cool.
Scared the shit out of me.
It's cool. You gotta just turn them away.
So it had real hair. I couldn't throw it away.
Oh my god.
According to good old Caesar, these religious teachings were intended to make warriors less afraid of dying, which was a direct connection to the Celtic warriors fighting viciously with no fear of death itself.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the culture that like no fear of death. Like you go in there, somebody died. It's like aha, like it's like the fucking Mad Max dude. It's like ha Valhalla, and they like spray themselves in the mouth with spray paint.
Yeah.
Like they like if you died on the battlefield, it's like oh my god. Like that's how Vikings were too. Where it's like if you died on the battlefield, you got to go to Valhalla, and it's like lucky. Oh, that lucky bastard! I wish I died on the battlefield. It's like
see, I want to die on the battlefield of the stock market. Really invest all of my money in Furbies back in 2000. God damn it!
I can't even imagine being on that stock market floor. I'd be like, excuse me. Hey,
do you know where the fucking bathroom is?
6 feet apart. 6 feet apart.
All right, now shall we wander into the world of rituals and practices?
Let's do it. We're already here.
It's gonna be fun. So the early Druids regarded the oak tree as their sacred tree and carried out their religious rituals in the oak forest. This explains why my oak kitchen table keeps telling me not to use coasters, because it'll just be reborn into a tree once we throw in the trash.
It's IKEA. That shit's not oak, buddy. That's cardboard.
So, fun fact coming in hot. The name Druid means knowing the oak tree in Celtic. So
Shut
there's
the
a little
fuck up. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a little fun water cooler fun fact for work tomorrow.
So I'm like, hey, you know, druid means knowing the oak tree, and he's like, what the fuck's a druid?
I'm going to HR again.
You better stop talking to me, Kenneth. I'm gonna fucking light you up if you don't.
So another important part of the oak tree was what was commonly grown on it, and that is mistletoe. Because
what?
these,
I'm being shocked all over today. Are you serious?
Yeah, because the druids would stand under these massive trees all day and just fucking make out so fucking hard.
I was about to say, Uncle Terry stood under the oak tree all day, and he's like,
Alex, I have some oatmeal with the dinosaur eggs in it. You want to buy?
Shut up, dude. Don't fucking... Okay. Did you know that was like my steez back in the day?
No, I did not. I just assumed because you're a child.
No, I didn't have it. My buddy had the eggs that you put in the oatmeal packet, and they turn into dinosaurs. Dude, those are so good. They're just made out of like pure sugar. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the same thing as dumping a bunch of sugar in there.
Hell yeah. But dinosaurs.
So, according to that one funny named Roman author I talked about before, you want to say the name for me?
Blue, black, blah. What was his name?
No, I'm talking about Pliny.
Oh, Pliny the Elder?
Pliny the Elder. Druids worshipped the mistletoe because they believed that it had dropped from the heavens as an offering, and a sign that the oak tree it fell from was selected by the gods.
Ooh.
So the Druids also thought that the mistletoe had healing powers. I mean, I don't know about you, but the best way to beat a hangover is with a good old chunky mistletoe smoothie.
I rub it on my butthole sometimes when I get little fissures.
Yeah, fissures, man. They sneak up on you. I don't know how many listeners we have that are just coming into their mid-20s, but just wait for those fissures, man.
I don't
they
know
will
what a
fuck
fissure
you up.
is, really, but I heard it in somewhere.
A fissure is a small tear around the anus, and it bleeds. So sometimes when you use the restroom, you'll look down, and it's just a puddle of blood.
You just pack it with mistletoe.
It makes you think you're dying.
Am I dying? Oh, no, just a tear in my asshole. Shit's too big.
I'll heat up.
Hey, what's a fun fact about you? Stand up and say a fun fact about yourself. I shit too big. Oh.
No, like, seriously, you guys should see it.
You can sit back down, David. This is...
This is the DMV.
This is Arby's.
Because of what I talked about earlier with the whole idea that druids were forbidden to write anything down about their practices, there isn't a whole lot of information about the crazy shit they did. However, Pliny the Elder describes a fertility ritual in which a druid... Word. It's all right. Fertility ritual is hard to say.
Mm-hmm. It's harder to do.
Say it.
Fertility ritual.
Ah, fuck. I mean, the R's were my speech impediment.
You literally said the full word fraternity without even like skipping a beat.
I just missed the golden days.
We spanked the fertile people in town. With a big
smelled like a
and then we made them
bloodhound.
chug beers.
So the Pliny. I don't fucking care. So Pliny the Elder described a fertility ritual in which a druid wearing a sexy white robe would climb into an oak tree and used a golden sickle to slice off a branch of mistletoe. The mistletoe would fall onto a white cloak that had been placed below. Then the druid sacrificed.
Horny right now. I'm sorry, but
and then the druid would sacrifice 2 white bulls, and the people would go to town eating the bulls. Talk about a turn.
Wait. He would sacrifice 2 white bulls, like BOWLS.
BULLS.
Oh, 2 white bulls.
Yeah, some beef.
Have you eaten bull meat before?
I smell like beef.
I love beef, baby. Wait, is bull? When people like sell bull in the store or like at like restaurants and shit, do they just call it like cow? Is bull
Probably.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Well,
right?
I'm gonna go on a limb here. I think that.
Or are you gonna go on a limb like a druid, cutting a fucking mistletoe?
I am. I'm gonna creep up there with my white robe on and my golden sickle. Watch out for the sickle now, boys. It's golden and it's quite soft because gold is not a hard metal. It's kind of a horrible material to make tools out of.
not smart.
I'm pretty sure bulls have a lot of muscle on them, so I don't think they're typically good for eating like cows.
You're right.
But, you know what? I'm just spitting out my ass here. I don't know.
But, like, I've never seen bull on a menu. That's what I'm saying, you know?
They got that bull tongue.
They got, like, bull testicles sometimes, I think, on menus. But God, if David makes it there before me, I don't get none.
No.
I'll take all your bull testicles, please.
What are those called? Like Montana eggs?
Rocky Mountain oysters.
That's it.
Yep.
So, Montana eggs, Rocky Mountain oysters, who gives a shit, right? So,
they all taste like cum. Sorry.
So the symbolism of the bulls are not for certain or understood, but the Druids were known to associate white with purity. Yeah, I know.
That's everybody, I feel like.
Yeah, for the most part. Now, I said there isn't too much information on what exactly the Druids were doing, but today we are in luck because one of the things that was recorded in great detail was the good old human sacrifices.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love a good human sacrifice.
So the Druids believed that human sacrifices were necessary to win their god's love and favor.
It's crazy to me, and now I have no proof this god does or does not exist that these specific people are praying to.
Yeah.
But, like, it kind of fucking sucks. It doesn't suck if, like, you're the person who dies and you don't know if, like, the god does or doesn't exist because you died thinking that the god existed. But, like, if you kill somebody and then you're like, the god doesn't exist, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, we killed that dude.
Yeah.
Like, for rain. And it was gonna rain no matter what.
Yeah.
I only killed some people sometimes for rain now.
Mostly for parking spots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not parallel parking. You better give me a good one I can back into. I want to leave quick. I want to leave real quick.
I need 3 parking spots to parallel park.
My Ferrari.
My Lamborghini.
Wow, you know cars, dude.
I know. I'm like, fuck, what's another car brand? So the Druids believed that human sacrifices were necessary to win over the love and favor. And if lives and war and other crises were coming to the Celtic people, a number of people would be assembled and placed in wicker containers.
What?
And I know y'all seen the Wicker Man. That's right. They would light that motherfucker up with people inside to be burned alive.
That's the worst.
Well, don't get too butthurt now, because these people were, and I use this word heavily, usually criminals.
Oh, they sacrifice criminals?
Usually.
But, like, the other weird thing is that you don't think about is, like, a criminal back then was like, he stepped on the ancient grass. You're like,
exactly.
What? And, I mean, there are people out there who are like, yeah, he killed a guy, or, like, he raped somebody, or, like, he stole something, which is, like, I mean, if you
stealing's one thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, I was like, I don't know if stealing falls in the category of being burned alive in a wicker basket, but Jesus, like, I don't know. It's very, like, it's one note where it's like, if you're a criminal, you get burned alive.
I'm sorry, did you say wicker basket?
Yeah, wicker basket.
Oh, yeah. So I don't have an exact number of the height of this wicker statue.
Oh.
But it was in the shape of a man.
Ooh. Oh,
and
shit.
And based off drawings, I would make the assumption that the Wicker Man would stand about 25 to 30 feet tall.
Oh.
And it was absolutely stuffed to the brim with people.
Wait. I thought it was like one person in a basket.
No, it was a lot of people.
Well, misery loves company. Burn me with a bunch of other criminals, right?
Yeah.
I'd be having sex in that Wicker Man.
Oh, yeah, I'd be just ripping one out.
I'd be like, yo, are there any fucking criminal women in here? And like one guy.
Oh, no, it did specifically say that it was only men.
I'd be like, yo, is there any hot criminal men in here?
Who's the hottest guy here? Let me see you.
Hey, well, we're all going to be hot in a second. Light this bitch up.
So I'm also going to include this little tidbit from an article I found talking about the Druid sacrifices. And this comes from the one and only druidnetwork.org.
I love that. .org.
Some good old modern day druids. So this I mean, it was a big article. This is just the summary, the ending. It read, I have examined the three main sources of the human sacrifice myth. None of them show any scientific or planned logic to show that druids were involved in human sacrifice. This despite heavy propaganda by Romans and later Christians to try to demonize Druidism and druids.
I say fuck that shit. What, like,
exactly?
Lean
it's a crock of shit.
Into it. Like every cool culture ever has sacrificed people. Aztecs sacrifice people. Druids sacrifice people. Probably.
They all have.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just like I don't think there's anything wrong with sacrificing somebody if technically
the intentions were good.
We don't even know if sacrifices don't work now because we just don't do it anymore. But like,
can we sacrifice to get rid of COVID?
I don't want to.
So we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I don't want to tell people to go sacrifice people, but like we don't know if they don't work.
Yeah. So of course this lady is just trying to cover up some semi-shady shit from people back in the day. I mean, if I were Eugene Markale, I would run with it and embrace the bloody history of this religion. This religion that you decided to follow for a max of 3 years. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm a druid.
Can't you see my fucking robe?
I post articles on druidnetwork.org, okay? It's not a phase.
It's not from Bed Bath & Beyond. I made the robe myself. Thank you very much.
So Druids' powerful role in religion and society helped them earn a place in our beloved mythology. It was believed that the Druids had a strange magical power and could foretell the future. Some reports dating back described how the Druids would stab some of their sacrificial victims and look for omens by watching the blood flow or examine the victim's insides. You really got to get in there to...
Yo, fuck that shit. I don't like... I mean, killing somebody is like one thing, but just like stabbing somebody and watching them bleed out to be like, oh shit, Tuesday might be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
So it was also said that the Druids used human sacrifice and magical rituals as a meaning of controlling supernatural forces to ensure success and happiness for the Celtics.
Okay.
In early Celtic literature, Druids were frequently represented as prophets and magicians, as well as influential royal advisors to the Celtic royalty. Some accounts would tell how Druids could read minds and predict events in the future, while some depictions even went as far to claim that the Druids could shape-shift. There you go.
The Druid's like, I can read minds. They're like, what am I thinking? He's like, you're hungry. Like,
everybody's
true.
hungry.
We're all hungry. All the
you
time.
Smell like shit.
Do your feet hurt and they're gangrenous? Yes, all of us.
Your back hurts, right? Your mouth hurts. Your teeth are rotting, correct?
100%. I like how they all sound like the fucking Beatles now. I'm like, yes, John has bad teeth. I'll tell you something.
Fucking Celtics. No.
I don't know.
So there are some other stories saying that some Druids would use their magic for evil, but this, for the most part, for the most part, it was believed that they would use them for the betterment of the Celtics. So like in actual stories, like they're typically good people. They're not, they're doing shady shit, but at the end of the day, it's for the betterment of.
Not a
their
lot
culture.
of black magic druids out there. They're like, I killed that guy horribly, but it was so we could have Pasta Tuesday.
Exactly. Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. No, it was Pasta Tuesday back then.
Okay.
We need to get back to our roots.
So druids made frequent appearances in early Irish mythology, and there were 4 pretty big ones. One was a druid who lived in the house that was he lived in the house of a king, which was King Concobar of Ulster.
I know
who sometimes he had more power than the king himself because of his ability to predict the future.
Ooh, that's
Another story is about the Irish hero named Finn, who was raised by a druid. Yo, daddy, a druid, huh? Oh, yo, daddy, a druid. It's getting late, huh? So, through the many of tall tales in the druid mythology, it would flip-flop between druids being, a good person or an evil person, but I think that's just to make the story more interesting, because I do believe at the end of the day, like, they were doing things trying to, like, help people. So, I mean, like, what makes a good story then, like, what makes a better story than, like, someone who everybody sees as a good person ended up being, like, the villain kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we do that nowadays, where you're like,
Exactly.
You're
the
canceled.
President's the villain?
Well,
that's a bad one. The cops of
Tom
it?
Hanks.
Oh, fuck.
But people are QAnon's going after Tom Hanks. They think he traps children down in his basement and then sucks the fear serum out of them and makes them younger. And you're like, dude, that's Woody from Toy Story. Like, how fucking dare you? That's Tom Hanks talking to a fucking volleyball. How dare you? That's Forrest Gump.
We're talking about Tom, not Chet Hanks.
You're
Tom's a saint.
Well, Chet's a saint too.
Hey, Chet could probably hire you in Jamaica.
Do you have a papaya problem?
So, the idea of druids changed over the years, and by the 1700s, their names fizzled away until modern time, and they had been rediscovered, nowadays, that were like, oh, there's magical people. So, that does it for my story, and if you can take one thing away from it, it would be, don't be a criminal around a druid, or you might get stuffed into a big old wicker man screaming with Nicolas Cage.
Damn, that would be such a crazy sight to see. That fucking Wicker Man full of people.
The drawings are awesome.
I bet. I mean, it sounds crazy, like awesome. Like, it sounds cool. I mean, it sounds awful, but like if I'm not in it, but like I could justify it because it's full of criminals. So you just go like, they gotta deserve it, right?
It's okay, right? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, not Nick Cage, no! Not
Nick
the
Cage
bees.
is a saint.
Not the bees.
No, not the bees. No, not the bees.
But anyway, I think that wraps up our episode of Camp Strange for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. We always really appreciate it when you do. If you want any more information, you could go to our Instagram.
Hey, remember when Nick Cage punched that old lady?
Yeah, that was cool.
When he just walks in the room, she's like, hello, dear. And he's
Whack.
fucking socks her.
He just goes, Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Fucking knocked her out.
Covered in cocaine.
But if you
Sorry,
want,
you're talking about hyperlinks?
Yeah. If you guys want any more information, you go to our Instagram at Camp Strange Podcast that's not at anything. Camp Strange Podcast. It's on Instagram. And you can click our bio, and we got all the hyperlinks there. Our website's not up right now. Whatever. We didn't want to pay for it. We're just going to be honest.
We don't make money off of this. The only money we make is knowing that we make someone happy. I hope. I don't fucking know.
And if you guys want any merch, you could go check that link in the Instagram. You could buy some merch through there. If you guys want to send us anything, you can send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. We got a Gmail. You can send it on over. If you guys want to rate, review, and subscribe, you could do that on whatever platform allows you to do that. Apple Podcast, Pandora, whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. And if you guys want, I don't know, to listen to more of this shit, then stick around. I don't know. Right, David?
Maybe. Or to just go back and listen to the good old times. Oh, yeah, I want to listen to some of those pre-COVID ones when we could sit in the same room.
Oh, man, I miss that when we used to tickle each other so much.
We would intertwine our toes under the table.
This could be us, but you an organ. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to another episode of Camp Strange. And David, do you have anything to say before we really head out of here?
Fuck, I didn't think of anything. I'll just, I'll go back to a classic. Wear a goddamn mask. Sanitize your hands. Can we please just end this shit? There's other countries.
Done.
There's other countries, and there's like 10 million people watching a fucking rugby game, and I'm still at home watching baseball on TV. You know what? I honestly don't even like baseball. I want to be in New Zealand.
And don't forget to stay strange.